It's me, Sony. Welcome back to another video. Today we are back in the Sonic project that I was making, the Sonic Adventure styled physics remake to a certain extent. And I mentioned in the last video that what I was making was actually a Sonic 2 remake, which is Emerald Hill Zone Act 1 from the second game. And here it is. I've built the entire structure of the level itself, which you can sort of see from a side, but let's try and get up here. There we go. And you can see the entire level has been built. I actually built it across from the original map, so it sort of matched exactly to the original map, and then sort of added all of the curvature and everything and made the level much more 3D in a way. And of course I've done some changes to the actual Sonic physics. Now I did mention that this one was going to be in VR, but this video is actually not going to be in VR. The next one will be, and hopefully I'll be able to release it in the next one as well. So you'll be able to play this as is in 2D, normally, or in 3D in VR. Both as a camera and as in first person if you want to. So I'm just going to add both because I did actually test this in VR, and it feels pretty good even with the camera behind Sonic. So obviously the last one that I built was a full VR first person project. So you can see here that I'm under the sort of starting area bridge, not bridge but the actual water area, and this is that area where you can see into the sort of holes. There's a spring there, and then there's rings on the inside of the wall, and that's what that is. I've added I've made some changes to the actual physics, so let's have a look at the new Spindash. There we go, we've got actual spinning physics, and it does affect the actual movement as well. So you do get actual ground acceleration now. You are much slower going uphill than you are going downhill. Of course, the Spindash clearly is quite powerful, but it is based on Sonic Adventure 2's Spindash. So you tap your button to switch into roll, or you can hold it and it slows you down, and then you let go to release the Spindash. And of course, well, that was a complete failure. Let's do that one more time. And off we go. So yeah, just gonna go through a quick run through of the level. Obviously there's no population in the level yet, so we don't have all the enemies or any springs or anything, any rings as well. We don't have any of that yet. I'm gonna get it all put in and then release this as a playable game. So yeah, you can see all the spiral and the loop. And so what I've actually done is each section of the level is sort of parallel to the next section of the level. So from one side of the level you can see the next section from side view. So if I go on some flat ground, because the camera is not very flat there, yep, so here you can see that there's that double loop section, and then you can actually see the entire level sideways on like you would in the original game. And that's basically how I wanted to build it, so that each section you can actually see the last section and the next section from the side. So that, again, that's exactly how it looks in the original game. Obviously this way it's flipped around because we're already past it. And of course from down there you can see this loop and the spiral from that area as well. So let's have a look at the next section here. Of course here's the bridge that goes over the large ramp area here, and we can have a look underneath that. Hit a bit of a speed bump there, and you can see all the water effects and everything very nicely done here. So normally there's a spring here that shoots you up here, whee, and of course straight into a wall. That's okay. Let's have a look at this double loop section. So this is that section where you go downhill and you sort of go through one loop, you go down another hill and then through another loop, and then that leads to that section where you can go into the wall, as you could just see there, and into that wall there, and you can get the rings and go over the waterfall area. I'll show you that in the next video, because right now this is most of the level anyway. And let's pop up to here. Oh, come on. Anyways, that section there exits there. You can see all these nice areas here, and of course from the side you can see the rest of the level as you've gone past it. Whee! Wow, that was the worst jump I've done. Nearly missed it again. That's okay. let's have a look at this next loop here. So of course you can run through the loops, you don't have to spin dash, but you can see there that I lost quite a bit of speed going up the thing, and then going down it, obviously I increased speed again. So I have added the whole momentum thing again, and that's pretty much the end of the level in fact. Whoop. Let's try that again. Whoops. Once again I failed. I tried to jump dash there, but that's okay. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the level there, and of course I'm just gonna run it backwards so we can get a good view of everything. And from here you can really see how them loops look. So you can see I tried to sort of match the side view of the original game there, like that. And that's pretty much the whole intent of this project. And of course this is going to be in VR, of course, and you know, anyone who has VR, either Oculus Rift, Vive, whatever you have. I intend to make 2 versions of the VR side of things, one for the Oculus and one for the Steam VR. VR. That was a very bad way of explaining it, but yeah, one for Steam VR, one for Oculus. So anyone with mixed reality, usually the Steam VR version does work quite well with the mixed reality headsets. And if it doesn't, I don't have a mixed reality headset. The only thing that I can test with is my Oculus Rift, which is a CV1. I do have a DK2, but obviously that's some old tech now. And I can't really test Vive controls without with a proper Vive. I don't have a Vive, so instead I test everything with my Oculus Rift, and hopefully it just sort of works almost as well as it does for me in the end build. Anyways, that's the whole level, that's the level structure. Obviously this is the starting area here. I need to populate everything and re-add all the things that are missing here, all the rings, all the springs, all the enemies and everything. And once that's done, you get to play this either on your computer, like on your screen normally, or in VR if you have it. And like I said, I did actually test this in VR with the camera behind Sonic, and as in this camera right now, how it moves and everything just straight into VR, and it sort of works quite well. So I'm thinking I'll leave that mode in as well, but the main important one is to have it in first person, because let's be honest, that camera moving around the way it does here, like this, all the tilting and everything, it's a little bit more intense in terms of motion than the first person mode would be. But yeah, the sense of scale here is pretty cool in VR, so if you do have it, be sure to play it in VR once I release this. That's the end of this video. Thanks very much for watching, and look forward to the next one, where hopefully